it's back and forth, and it's super even, and then you have like things to reflect on, things to learn from, and it's not like, oh, we're suddenly like, super good when you're not actually the world's best team. So, or maybe you are the world's best team and you just stomp people, and everyone's like, oh man, nobody can beat this team.
10 seconds remaining.
World's best teams play. We're watching the up-and-coming teams.
We're watching the best teams of this tournament, bloody hell.
Ah, there we go. Okay, good response there, Chief. But no, I think Viking, they have really kind of turned around their draft in the idea of they still want that cheap aggression, especially with the Mirana and the Chen pick. The Mirana is going to be your egg counter, as we've seen many times before. And then Chen, interestingly enough, it'll be interesting to see how this hero is now kind of fitting into the meta, simply because he doesn't have the TP. He doesn't have that ability to bring heroes around the map, if I remember correctly. So you're now going to be more of a push bot or a bot. And it can play really well, especially when you have heroes that aren't really good against this push. Void Spirit Phoenix, they're good at taking the fight in the push, but in purely the push comes in. If there's no fight available, then they can't stop the push. So yeah, it'll be an interesting lineup for sure. And also, is Chen that good? I think there's another question I really want to see answered, especially in this game.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team
I'd like to see the Chen come out, especially I think Viking GG kind of falling back to comfort heroes again. Celery's one of his most played heroes as well. Are we gonna see Celery or Ramis actually in Chen? Never mind. Why am I asking this question? Yeah, why am I even asking this question? Like, though.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Grenade, Kuwait near, whatever. The Grenade. Hey, well, welcome to the Nordic lands. Like, there's a reason. There's a bloody reason why people call us Elvish or elves. Libne, yeah. Oh, all right. Yes, mate, I gotcha.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Yep.
Ten seconds Dire remaining. Team picked. Radiant team
Slark ban.
Tide Hunter.
All right.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Disruptor.
Yep, falling back to successful heroes. Even though the Phoenix somewhat is being countered, the Disruptor at least does help out protecting the egg, the glimpse, the kinetic field. You know, kinetic field and goddamn static storm, both combined, does help.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Troll Warlord.
Troll Warlord comes out from Viking GG, and Team Spirit can potentially counter this here right away, as they are doing the response pick Though, yeah, you said aggressive. I agree. There's definitely a
10
lot of
seconds
go at heroes on Viking GG's lineup. They can play around the Ravage.
5
They can
seconds
have got some
remaining.
good wave clear, good tower damage. But what's the timing on Viking
Radiant
GG?
team
Since the
ban.
start, or when does the time end? I'm gonna pick Urs. You spin the clock.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Still
5
favor them above
seconds
Viking
remaining.
so far
Radiant
because that
team
last
ban.
game, the draft completely was basically just team spirit all over. So, are there any positives on Viking this time?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Where is the early damage? When you have Void Spirit, Disruptor Phoenix all running at you, Ursa behind that, or he could be farming Battle Fury with an active offlane from Team Spirit. I don't see Viking having that big turnaround damage. Like, Chen isn't a good defensive hero. Sure, he has ultimate and maybe a mech, but like he doesn't enter the fight. He's always just kind of on the fringe enabling. Mirana doesn't want to fight defensively. Tide can, but Troll doesn't do damage. So I'm seeing a big disparity in like who actually wants to go aggressive, who wants to go defensive, and maybe that lack of damage of Viking could be their issue once again. But you know, we'll see. We'll see. Like they need, if Viking pick up a super active mid lane that can just ping pong around the map and get lots of kills, then yeah, Vikings draft looks scary. But if their mid lane is subpar, then I will most likely be siding with Team Spirit.
Yeah, this is one of those benefits, maybe drafting wise, that the Team Spirit decided to choose Radiant. Viking G went for the second pick, meaning that they have the last pick of the draft, and that
Radiant
has a lot of
team
value
pick.
in this specific draft because it's also a game that you kind of need to win. So if you have any flair available for your fifth pick.
Oh, sorry, I just realized the Chen TP is now built into his shard. Okay, that's fine. So it is
So
still
he
Chen.
still
Okay.
has it.
Yeah. So he'll most likely be going like mech
10
into
seconds
shard because
remaining.
again the TP is so valuable. All right, okay, that's fair.
Dire team pick.
So it teleports them back home. Oh, that's fine.
All right,
All
Team
right.
Spirit, bring out more team fight.
Ooh, this is so scary though. The DP, it's the idea that Viking, I mentioned, it's the lack of early damage, lack of early response to aggression. Team Spirit identify that and they pick a core that can not only go aggressive
10
but can
seconds
punish
remaining.
objectives. So Viking, they need to have a hero that can
5
not only
seconds remaining.
deal with this aggression but also take some fight. So it's a really scary pick actually. Like, I was about to do a meme answer and be like, maybe just go for like a random brood game and just try and just play some weird stuff, but I don't think that's the answer.
Lina,
Go for Lina. Okay,
choose your hero.
that's fine. Lina, I respect.
So this is a potential backs against the wall game for Viking GG. Does this Lina pick give any comfort, do you think?
I for sure like the idea in regards to when the map gets closed out by Team Spirit and they have to go to high ground, Lina can from the high ground just blow up that hero. Like they have one hero that goes to pressure the objectives, it's the DP, right? So if she ever missteps, doesn't use BKB, Lina can blow her up, the fight opens up. I think the laning phase, Lina does really well. She has a good wave clear to deal with the DP, and she has kill potential if a Mirana rotates in or the Chen comes in, easily able to punish the DP. But I just think for
5 seconds remaining.
the ability to take these big 4-on-4 engagements that we see most like in this meta, where both carries want to hit the creeps, I think Team Spirit have it much, much easier. Viking, they need to play off Ravage. if Ravage isn't available, how do they defend themselves? How do they stop Team Spirit running in and out of the fight? And in fairness, they do have amazing egg hitters. Like, this Phoenix shouldn't, in theory, have a game. Marana and Lina in the team, we're not going to see that playing into the late game. But early on, it could be a good kind of way to force Viking into some engagements where you see them kind of focus on the egg, and suddenly that Static Storm comes into play, or a big DP silence, and now they die. So again, I favor Team Spirit's draft. I think they have the good lanes, the easy game plan. But for Viking, if they get over that hurdle, somehow get around that aggression, and then play for the troll just being really fat, the Lina being explosive, they can sure make this a very close game at like the 25-30 minute mark. But yeah, it's Team Spirit for sure in the early game should be able to run around and do what they want.
It's true. Their team fight capability does come from both sides. How much of an importance does the early game provide this time, since Team Spirit has come strong 2 games in a row from the early game, having triple net worth leads, triple CS leads on all of their cores. If that is the same story here, does that mean it's the end? As the end is nigh?
Well, hopefully not. I'd love to see this go a lot longer, especially because of this being, I think, one of the final European tournaments of 2020. Potentially, don't forget, guys, there could be a patch regarding map changes, XP, gold, maybe in draft order. Like, that is something that has been potentially teased for the upcoming week. So I'd like to see this go a lot longer, and I really hope that with these heroes, if I can have they are very strong on them, so they should be able to execute with this type of lineup. But it's not as simple as win lanes, own the game. There's a little bit more finesse required for this draft to really come into full effect.
Start our game with a little pause, time to take a breather as we wait for the Death Prophet to reconnect back to the game. Are we going to see any lane shenanigans? The funny thing is, since this patch dropped, we haven't really seen any weird laning stuff going on. I think it was the pre-patch. So when we did the Epic League Division 2 finals, we saw that aggro tri-lane versus tri-lane action.
Yep.
But ever since then, for this entire week we've been actually casting, I think we've only seen like 1 or 2 lane swaps in the duration of like 8 series.
Yeah, it's pretty kind of stale in the idea that teams are going to do 2-1-2, and I respect that for sure.
Very standard 2-1-2 lanes on both.
But like, it's a new patch, right? It's hard to gauge instantly what's happening. Like, of course, when we say new patch, it's hard to really give it that patch weightiness when we aren't seeing the real meta dictating effects. Because of course, when it's only heroes and items, it changes how you take a fight, how you draft, and then that's about it. But in regards to how you play the map, how you get your gold and how you get your XP, that's still the same. So I think teams are just kind of going, well, the creativity of tri-lanes and aggression, that came from a product of the heroes we were playing. Now the heroes have changed. We don't need to do the tri-lane. We can go back to 2-on-2 and how the general meta was before the hero patch came into play. So yeah, they're just kind of going for the safe bet for sure.
I wonder, what is our audience doing right now? You feeling good, type 1? Not feeling too great. You can type any other number, but I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fine, as we've enjoyed.
Hopefully we can turn that other number into a 1.
Hopefully
unless you're a Viking fan, then I'm really sorry, but this game, honestly, by the end of it, it could be a 1, right? If they win, going 2-1. But alas, you know.
Did I jinx it with that?
Mate, I feel like you really skirted. You went down a weird line there. Like, you're really... Like, we're not meant to jinx things. Like I said, I respect them not GGing a second later they GG, right? You then,
But you said yourself, what I also agree with, I hope we see more Dota. I don't want to take anything away from Team Spirit if they win this map. Like, if they win 3-0, they win 3-0.
It's amazing.
But as being the last tournament, you just want to see more Dota. You just want to watch these 2 great teams play out. And I've been saying it since the ending of the last game. I just want to see an even map 3. I just want to see like both teams really push their limits.
Yep. 100%.
Kind of have fun, but also kind of like overperform, so to say. Like, do a lot better than they usually do. Just bring out the spice. Bring out the sauce. Bring out the sauce.
Yeah, this is the game that they might be able to do it. They like I said, they have the eventual mechanisms to get themselves into the game. Like Chen, he needs to be a big product in this lane top. Like Chen plus Troll, they should be able to do a lot of work against an off-lane Voicespirit and a Phoenix. That should open up the game in which Tide shouldn't have much fun against a Disruptor Ursa. And then mid lane, Lina DP should go even. The question is, who rotates first? Who takes whose tower first? How many heroes does Viking bring to a lane to try and actually take an objective? Like, can they maybe bring a level 6 Tide to a lane, even if he's having a terrible time against Ursa, but can he offset the hero advantage and come to mid and maybe take that free objective? So a lot of questions need to be answered in the first probably 8 minutes of this game to allow Viking a platform to set themselves up to contest further into this best of 5. But no, again, hopefully we get a really close game for this game 3.
At least to kick things started. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, well,
all right. To get things underway, bounties will go 2 for 2. Miposhka's already got a D ward in mid, so he gets himself that extra bit of gold, XP as well for that. That is 50 experience gained. In mid, Aramis is at 400 HP, starts in the bot lane with the Mirana, and as we talked about these lanes, this Disruptor Ursa is strong. This is a strong team spirit.
Oh, they got all the D wards.
Oh, he got both.
Viking has no vision on the map now. Alright, Miposhka, God.
For you, sir, 2 last hits, 2 wards.
What a great stat, actually. I hope he never gets a last hit again. He can claim that he won a game of Dota by only last hitting wards.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's an amazing stat. Dude, that's a Chad stat.
Yeah, and these are...
And he wins the tournament off it as well. All right. Keep note, if he has anything more than 2 CS, we have issues.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to last too long, though. It's going to break, but a man can dream.
You have no
dream I shall.
I don't know which lane we should really be looking at. This bottom lane is really strong for Team Spirit, and they're just going at Toby, dropping him to half HP. And that Thunder Strike does do a nasty amount of damage. Was that like 40 damage at level 1? 45 damage even at level 1. Kind of punctures through this Tide Hunter before he hits this level to get a passive. Toro going on a Ramus with an Earth Shock. Kinetic Field comes through. Thunder Strike. And potential first blood coming in with an Earth Shock available in 1 second. There we go. Actually, Collapse gets it on Shad. Out of all things. Okay.
We literally both said, there we go. Yeah, we were like, there we go. Oh.
The man who... I didn't even actually look at the KDA that he had last game on this Void Spirit, but continues where he's... starts. So far he continues where he left it off, basically.
Yeah, the simple thing here is in both lanes, it's at level 2 advantage. Troll only just hitting level 2 after respawning back to lane. And Team Spirit, they're able to quickly get that XP and then start punishing the side lanes for not being able to get the early denies, the early CS to try and get that too. And it's so critical, I think. Oh, players can look at that.
Nice play there from Aramis and Toby. And Toby, this is something I was about to ask you, that do you skip your point and passive to pick up Gush? And it leads to a kill with that Gush leveled up.
You have to go aggressive in this lane on Tide. If you try and exist with the points in Kraken, you're just pretty much setting yourself up to die. And if you get Gush and then you suddenly have the arrow, the move speed slow from the Gush, you can have a little bit of kill potential. Yeah, good turnaround from Viking.
Mid lane, Lina in a tiny bit of a lead, 5 CS more than Steph Prophet so far. Almost tied up, so yep, as mentioned, very even, very tight situation going on in that mid lane as expected. Celery's courier has been killed off by so bad, and that cap is being blocked.
Your anger is useless.
It's Toby dead.
Oh, he wants to get Troll's courier, but no. And Toby is dead in bottom, as you mentioned. Damage onto the Troll in top, but not that much. 3 for 1 for Team Spirit now. A lot of positive chaps around.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, in terms of the laning phase, there really isn't anything too explosive to look at. I think the main thing is Voicespirit got that quick kill. Yeah, like Voicespirit got the kill top. Ursa then died to the sudden pointing Gush. And
Phoenix is coming to the action room. Region taken away from Lina.
Oh no, that must feel so sad.
And that's actually an important thing to notice. Viking GG doesn't have a support that's able to leave a lane, so Phoenix just free roam into mid. Void Spirit can solo this lane by himself.
Especially because of this Ursa threat against the Tide Hunter.
Yep. Wait. Careful there. This time, Viking GG are starting off strong with CS. At least with the Lina getting a good start in mid. Even missing the region rune still doesn't matter too much. Toby. Damage here, and he's got a lot of stacks of Fury swipes on him. Aramis, this is your chance to snap some couriers. Got a lot of couriers on your way. There's another one.
Trade his life
He could have gone for another with the leap, but he's dead. He gets a bounty though. Gets a courier, gets a bounty, and trades his life for it. Is that a worth play, T? You being the support player is kind of, is that a 50-50?
If I'm Disruptor, I'm loving life. If I'm Miranda, not so much.
Yeah. Disruptor also have the money to pick up boots now as well, so
yeah, exactly.
We'll love the early movement speed.
That would have been amazing if Miposhka predicted the bottle refill on mid and then sat in the tree line and got the glimpse on Aramis. That would have been like TI winning level play.
Oh, beautiful.
What a punk.
What a punk comes out from Lina. Laguna Blade, Dragon Slave, quick kill, and so bad. That's almost like a freebie handed over to the Lina.
Collapse, trying to kill
Collapse, dropping low. Shad, get any roots off. And just as I say, he does get one, but he's getting body blocked by his own creep wave. He's got no abilities. Arrow flying through, but it's not needed. Shad picks up a kill in top. Getting some kills in their way. Well, Toby's being chased up, and this is the end of the Tide Hunter. Glimpse is there. Space is being created, though. This is taking quite some time to kill off this Tide Hunter, but it's a kill nevertheless for the Ursa, so...
And then he falls. The reason why that kill lasted so long was because Aramis killed the courier of Miposhka, therefore Miposhka didn't have his boots, so he didn't get the instant glimpse. So, you know, min-max there, boys.
Max. And also holding on to the glimpse so that the Tide doesn't get the TP away. Arrow set up for Aramis, but look at this Obs ward cheekily placed on this cliff. Defensively placed for Team Spirit, knowing that collapse. If he's ever alone in lane because Sobad's making a rotation, these are the things you have it for, so that the Mirana can't surprise you, and Aramis realizes, I have been spotted.
And this is the play that Viking need to make. They need to bring their supports to the same lane, play around the troll, or play around the leader, play around a hero that can only supply some objective pressure, especially on those catapult waves.
Yeah. They're trying to get the attraction here from Team Spirit's offlaner, so Aramis could just throw in that arrow, but here comes Toronto Tokyo, and an instant disengage from Aramis as they see the DP rotate to mid, but what does Lina do? They see Miposhka towards the Obs.
He should be fine here.
Is available. Kinetic field. LSA stun. Doesn't go through, but the arrow does connect, but Boom is a bit far away. Does he have the Laguna Blade? He does. And there we go. Yatoro, however, trying to intervene. So bad with the slow. LSA stun does fly through, but the enrage Yatoro doesn't take any damage. Fine from Toby. So they trade off a support, but you lose your mid.
Yeah, it's Orbital Corrosion. Some of these heroes that can pick it up, like PA for example, a Deso and an Uv and HP, like Ursa is so good. 3 inventory slots just instantly become 1, and you get all the same value of it. It's
under attack.
Yeah, an amazing item. Big fan. But I don't play the heroes that can buy it, so technically not a fan because I'm the one dying to it. Oh well.
Oh, and Boom instantly getting rotated on as he gets sent back home. Aramis does get the kill on Miposhka. Sobad still under the tower. Toronto Tokyo on the other side. No lead charges on the Mirana, and Aramis is dead.
Could you ask me? Oh, and Tide dies bottom as well. Could you ask me if that's worth, please?
Killing the Tide or
killing the Mirana? No, TPing glimpsing the Lina.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean,
it is worth. It is. It's so worth. I'll trade my life every time.
That was really worth. But I was just thinking, were you talking about the Ursa dying bottom for the Tide kill?
Nah, I ain't talking about the deaths. I'm talking about that value Disruptor.
It's not trading
his life.
It's the opposite. It's the kills. All right, okay, it's all good. But let's look at net worth. It's actually the Troll in the lead, and he has picked up a Falcon Blade. So once again, those range heroes are getting some. This actually means we're going to see Troll going all the way early game, and Viking GG really committing to it too. Celery dropping low, Collapse finds a kill, and Shad has to back away. Exorcism runs out of the Death Prophet as well.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
let's talk about this troll item. Yeah.
Well, it's all about the aggression, right? Like you just mentioned it. It gives you HP, gives you mana regen, gives you a little bit more damage. You want to fight. It's also the cheap items that build into it, and I don't mind it for the idea. It's like a better usage of an infantry slot compared to like another Wraith Band, for
Dire's
example.
top tower is under attack.
Or
Additionally-
Battle Fury, which is what you always see going on. It's like Troll goes Battle Fury against Ursa going also like Ursa is going Battle Fury, and I was expecting the Troll to do the same, but instead he's going Falcon Blade, and Sanjin Yasha, and really committing to that aggression gameplay, and that's
But look
kind of
how
like
they're
their
playing,
timing
right?
as well.
Yeah, look at how they're playing. They're sweeping around the map, trying to take these towers early on. Especially like Tide, he doesn't have a game, but he has Ravage, and that's what I was saying during the draft. Like even if he doesn't have a game, he can play around the fact that he can have a big teamfight presence.
Stacks have been found by Sobat as he also gets the dive to steal.
Is he gonna get denied?
Bounty runes? Nope. Again, go for it, but you can't really deny yourself when the Lena's right nearby.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. But yeah, Viking. I love the fact that they are itemizing for the moment, and this is one of those type of games where it can easily net them a win because they're always on the map together, always fighting, itemizing really early. But it can also be the issue where they mess up a big fight, and suddenly how does Troll farm? How does Troll enter the game?
Collapse goes in though. Going in the middle of the Viking GG heroes, another dissimilate onto Celery, and Celery is out.
You sought to
Get to use his stick charges.
Pushing mid
MLS
lane.
used up as well. They're crashing. Exorcism used up. They'll finish off the tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Are they gonna?
They're going to Roshan.
Are they? Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say, are they? Oh no! This pause, it allows for thinking to occur. All right,
They
Team
can't
Spirit,
go. Yeah.
get your calculators out. Punch in the numbers. One DP ultimate.
The thing is,
one angry bear.
The thing is with this pause, I'm pretty sure they're not even going to go Roshan anymore after seeing, like, they know we've been spotted. We're like literally in an area where a ward should be down. So, and we just took the tower and we moved top, so it's pretty readable that we're going there. So
It doesn't matter though, right? In the grand scheme of the game, like Team Spirit can easily go Roshan here because you have
Ravage.
egg available. Yep.
Ravage.
All right, but what else?
Ravage
You have a
and
Chen,
damage.
Morana supports. Yeah, but where's where's the damage though, Bandit? Where's her mana right now?
True question.
So yeah, I think if Team Spirit have identified this correctly.
That cheeky laugh. All right, you made me look like an idiot. I guess I am.
No,
But still, I mean,
the idea is like you pose a question, I pose the answer, and then it's a learning moment. And I think if Team Spirit identified the fact that Lena had no mana and were able to truly read that quick enough, then yeah, this is just
see what they do.
an uncontested Roshan.
Oh, you're
Chen does come in. There's the bottle refill. Lena gets a little bit, but Roshan is already very low. 1400, 900, 400, and Roche is down. Toby instantly turns around. Miposhka's got the chance to glimpse this Tide Hunter. Do you want to do that though? Because that sets up for the Ravage. So
And a free
waiting
blink
for
dagger.
it. Waiting for it. Collapse. Little hits here. Drops low. Laguna Blade comes out. Fairy Fire Heal comes out as well, and they might just lose him. They will. It pays off in the end. There's your damage. At least it's for a Void Spirit kill. Now, this mid tower getting a tower kill as well.
Radiant's middle tower.
Luckily not denied. If that was a deny, that would have
luckily.
been such a slap in the face.
DD rune as well on the top side. I think who wants to pick that one up. Will. Arrow. Actually connects it onto Miposhka, and he's already out. But I can find a second kill. Yatoro. What the heck? Hang on. Yeah, DP's the one with the Exorcist. Sorry, Exorcist. Aegis. I thought the Ursa had it, but yeah, it's on the DP instead.
DP is the hero that is the one pressuring the objectives, and right now for Team Spirit, that's how they can force Viking around the map. So if DP survives like the big burst, then for sure her carrying the Aegis gives her that confidence. I guess the only concern is if she uses Exo and dies and then respawns with Aegis, what's the value of her having that second life, other than being able to be a damage soak to enable the good egg or the good Ursa presence.
Dire are scanning.
But Viking, they are playing really well around the fact that because Team Spirit didn't have Exo, they can just run into these areas and try invading. But their lack of
These guys are on a
stuns.
very long hunt right now. Toronto Tokyo walks in with the Exorcism ready. Aegis as well. Celery might have just overextended as well. He's in an awkward spot. The Chen army is dead. The Chen himself is also dead after this. So Sobat gets the kill on that.
Yeah.
Long chase, only to end up losing a hero.
Yeah, like I said, Viking, they were doing a really good job at being aggressive around the lack of Exo, but as soon as you have Exo back up, you can't be in this position of let's go fight, because that's when Team Spirit can just run over you. Viking, they need a little bit more time. They need this troll to basically, I think, have S and Y +1, and at that point, they can look for a really big fight, or at least play on pickoff. Like, the Phoenix being out of position here, this could just be a dead Miposhka, take the fight.
Already revealed, arrow misses.
Under attack.
The high ground vision placed down, the remnant flies through, and that's going to block the entrance. Well, Phoenix also spotted on the high ground, walks down. Viking can't find any openings here, but the glimpse comes through, and the static storm is on the Mirana. He's going to have to let him go. Well, he has some kind of defensive capability, but it's also going to get used up by the Death Prophet, and he's going to get surrounded. Exorcism comes through as well, and Lina's just going to get exploded and collapse. Finds himself a double kill through this on Viking heroes. Toro is ready to push top as well.
And now this is what you have to be asking yourself the question on Viking is, we're itemizing for this early point in the game. Our Tidehunter doesn't really have a game, so we have to try and take a fight now. We need to try and break down the aggression of Team Spirit, because if they continue like they are, just hitting creeps, Team Spirit are taking every objective, every part of the map that they want to go to. And this type of game plan just allows for all the cores on Team Spirit to be healthy. Like, if you look at the net worth right now, for Viking, Troll's up at top, but where's his fight presence? Like, he's being non-existent until when he feels confident to take that fight.
Tower is under attack.
I think the S and Y coming in shortly. I said about that +1. If he gets that basher, that could be the +1 to rip through a Death Prophet, especially when Aegis falls and you don't have that big meat shield that is the DP. It can be a good time for Viking to fight, but
yeah, true.
Tro also uses ult to farm the jungle, so it really shows that Viking are happy to give early map control to Team Spirit in a trade-off of that one big fight around that 20-minute mark.
But at least that's that does give them a timing to work around with, but it also kind of means that that timing has to work out for Viking.
It has to, yeah, 100%.
Find a collapse in bottom. That's a potential streak sitting on this hero, so that could be a decent amount of money. Promise arrow nicely flies through. Connection. Do they have the damage for it? Dissimilate is ready right now. And there comes Toby from the other side. Trying to juke around in the trees, goes from the backline. Boom has lost half of his HP. And the LSA stun doesn't go through. The Yules comes out. Collapse. He's just buying time. A lot of space for the kill that finally comes through. Do they have the time to TP top to defend this? Because they are. There's no exorcism. Moonlight Shadow. This might be a chance for Viking GG to hold this tower. They have the Ravage mana as soon as he uses that wand. Stick even. They're all surrounded here. But the static storm in Poshka. You have been surprised. The Chen ulti flies through. Toby is down. Does he buy back for this? He cannot, because there's no TP available. The egg on the high ground. Shan pops his ulti as well, trying to chase up onto the heroes of Team Spirit. But the egg, the explosion, the stun on two. Celery also burning alive. And Team Spirit, even if they lost one, even if they lose Miposhka, that surprise element just all comes falling down as that Ravage never got to go off. And the two-man silence followed by Toronto Tokyo. Ramis is dead. They find Boom in the trees, and he is down to the exorcism. Team wipe by Team Spirit.
Under attack.
Like, Viking did a really good job at picking off that Void Spirit in the bot lane, but then that contestant to top, it's so hard to do when you simply don't have the vision. Like, Miposhka beautifully positioned. The key thing here is, if you go back to where the fight broke out, these trees being dead allow for Miposhka just to be in position close enough to instantly get a perfect static storm. And yeah, it was great from Team Spirit to continue fighting there. And Phoenix Disruptor, when they're both on the high ground, uncontested, you got the Sun Rays, the Static Storm, the Egg. It's so hard for Viking to fight, and simply that lack of damage that I spoke about, it also is an issue when some of these cores die. It's nearly impossible to take a fight. So Viking, they need to look for a clean engagement. They need to get this Tidehunter into the game. Like, his absence of all fight, be it him dying or be it being silenced, it's so hard, especially when Viking are already down by 8k. Like, they have to look for that perfect smoke, that perfect pickoff, and it's so difficult. But now there isn't an Aegis, so maybe Viking can look to make these plays.
18 18 minutes in. 2 net worth heroes for Team Spirit leading so far. Ursa is about to hit the 10k mark, just like last game. That time it was the Terrorblade. Now he's on the Ursa. And we have our Death Prophet also at 9,000. Collapse though. What are you up to?
Ooh, he's tabbed in the Wind Waker. This site is so much fun, by the way.
Ally duels.
Let's have a look. Does Boom hit it? He does.
Alright, stun connections come through. The damage is there, and that was a. Did Chen just use ulti there? No, that was penitence. Never mind.
But yeah, so that was a really good chain CC from Viking to kill Collapse, and they need to play on the fact that they can pick off if Team Spirit are playing alone. And Team Spirit are playing with a very clear strategy of Void Spirit by himself, use the bots to tease back in, the rest play together. But Toby's dead.
Again, this is just so good having that disruptor in your team against a Tidehunter. Like, he's not getting a single Ravage off.
It's so hard.
Knowing that. It's so hard.
He played against Ursa in lane, and he's playing against Disruptor in the game. Like, this is not a Tide game where you're like, don't worry, guys, I will always hit. You know, it's so difficult, especially when the vision, if you look at the minimap right now, Baposhka with this deep ward here, but also deep ward up top side, like, Viking just can't ever enter their jungle without being aware, and Team Spirit can then just group up as 4 and just run it down into that area. So just great play from Spirit right now, really shutting out Viking from the game. We need to see a smoke from Viking or something, because this passive nature is just really hindering them. But they are just running into an already prepared Team Spirit without advantage.
These guys are, the arrow flies through. Netoro, that stun duration wasn't long enough to do actually anything there. Toby, Ravage comes through and it connects on 2. Collapse and Meposhka. There's the egg on the backlines. Netoro comes back in. They're able to maybe get Collapse, but Collapse is just running out of the fight. And also Shad in trouble. Pops his ulti. Celery's down by Toronto Tokyo. Here comes Toby as well to try and back up the troll. But Shad is dying. Shad is slowly falling. And he is out for the count. Toronto Tokyo chases up this Mirana. Aramis on the run, but slowly and eventually dying at the same time as Boom is also dead. Aramis is dead, and Toby, he did get the Ravage off this time, but it only lands on 2 targets where they couldn't connect. And that is the team white. Looking like it. Toronto Tokyo still chasing and up, and a triple kill for the DP. 5 heroes dead, and GG. Team Spirit will be your champions here at the Pro Series season number 4 of Europe and CIS. Clean sweep. Grab your brooms, ladies and gents.
What a great game from Team Spirit. Once again, they really did identify how Viking was playing on this new patch, and they just outplayed them and outdrafted them 3 games in a row. I think for Viking in this game, it was more about just waiting a little bit too long. They had the on this new patch, and they just outplayed them and outdrafted them 3 games in a row. I think for Viking in this game, it was more about just waiting a little bit too long. They had the